What's going on, guys? So today we're looking at a very cool knife that I'm actually pretty surprised that I own right now. This was an eBay find and I have a pretty interesting story about it. It's one of those success stories where you try and try again until you succeed, and it happened to work out here, which is pretty rare. But I figure, you know, people want to see the knife and how it works and stuff, so I'm going to show that first, and then I'm going to blab on and on and on about the story, because I know if I do it in the beginning, people are going to be like, come on, just get to the knife. All right, so here we go. First of all, this is definitely not the packaging that originally came with this. This is a pouch for Fox Knives of Italy. Although the knife is made in Italy, has nothing to do with this pouch. This is just what came with the eBay purchase. And if you Google this knife, you'll see the listing with this pouch. This is the exact one. But anyway, so we have the Delta Z 360 degree pivot penknife. All right, and the idea behind this knife is exactly what you would think. All right, this looks like a pen, not a knife. Okay, so this is in your pocket. Maybe it's a jacket pocket or a regular pants pocket or whatever. You wouldn't think anything of it. Just looks like a pen. However, it's a knife. Okay, so you can see the scale is cut in half here. So to open this, you're going to push this off to the side. You're going to swing this around. You're going to feel a click. That is the liner lock engaging with the blade. But then you bring the handle back to the beginning. All right, so I zoomed in here so you can get a better shot of what's going on here. So first off, this is the way it is presented in the pocket. So it just looks like a pen. Very cylindrical. No reason why you would think this is a knife unless maybe you saw the side and realized something else is going on here. All right, but in the pocket, it's completely concealed as a knife, just being looking like a pen. So it looking like a pen. That's I don't know, a strange reference to Mad TV. It looked like a man. Anyway, all right, so back to the knife. This is how it opens. We're going to push here to the right, and as this rotates around, you're going to hear a click right there. That is the blade engaging with the liner lock and locking. And as we continue, you can see that the blade is exposed, and then this will come back home and sit in place. All right, and there is our knife. So now we have a long cylindrical handle. It's actually very comfortable to actually use as well. Nice and smooth aluminum body here. So again, your opening options are full circle all the way around, or just the all the way up and then back down. All right, so those are the two different ways you can really open this. But as far as closing, once you depress this lock, the blade can actually close, you know, either direction. It goes all the way around. All right, just an interesting little factoid there. Now, as far as the top scale here, all right, you can see that there is a ball bearing down in here in the handle. Okay, and then there's also a detent, of course, on the top of that scale. So when you get to this point here, it's going to overcome that detent, but then in the middle, it's going to hold its place, so it doesn't want to wiggle loose. Okay, so whether it's in the open position or the closed position, this is going to stay where it's supposed to be. And yeah, that's pretty much it. You can see there's two screws here that holds in the liner lock part of this knife, okay, which again is just spring steel. If you look at the markings here on our blade, let me zoom in. Let me actually just wipe off the oils from there. All right. You can see Delta Z logo on the left, made in Italy, 360 degree pivot, and then J. Patrick D, which is the designer. Let me get a little closer here so you can get a better view of that. All right, patent pending underneath that 360 pivot. These are super cool. Okay, crafted in Italy. There's a good shot of it right there. Now, this knife came in 4 different colors. All right, came in this silver, and they're all aluminum handles here. The silver, it came in black, it came in red, and it came in blue. Now, way back in the day, I had the red one first, then eventually I got rid of it. Then I wanted it again, and when I looked for one again, I got the blue one, and then I eventually got rid of it. Yes, and then wanted one again, and had the black one, and eventually got rid of that. Now this one's not going anywhere for years. I don't want to regret getting rid of it yet again, but I just think it's funny. I've had every single color of them. I wish I had the whole collection right now. They are much harder to find. Now originally these were $65. These came out, I want to say, the early 2000s. They were kind of floating around here and there for a while, but I mean, you know, 15 years later now, 15 plus years later, they're obviously hard to find, being discontinued. Delta Z, I think, went under as a company completely. I do like Delta Z knives from Italy. I like the Osprey. If you do a Google search, sometimes those will pop up on eBay all the time. They had some really interesting fixed blades that look really nice, some Damascus fixed blades and stuff. They had some folders, some other folders that I wasn't so fond of. They had a California Legal Auto, which is I think a copy of another design, but they had their own version of it. But long story short, the Delta Z 360 pivot pen knife was the most attractive knife of their whole line, just because it was unique. It was different. Like I said, the kind of hidden blade. I love the James Bondy feel that you get with these knives when you have something that's kind of hidden, and it's really nice quality. It's made very, very well, and I love it. I'm glad to have one back in the collection. I don't know if I've ever done a video on one of the previous ones that I've owned, but I definitely wanted to make a video on this one. So now that you know the knife, you've seen it in action here, all right, how it works. Now I gotta tell you the story of how I got this one, because I think it's a great one. All right, so I set up a little shot here you can stare at while I'm telling this story about how I got this one. So previously mentioned, of course, I've had its 3 brothers in 3 different colors, and I wanted one again. I didn't really care what color. It was just would be a bonus if I happen to get the silver one, so that I could say I've had all of them, which really means nothing. No one really cares if I've had all 4 colors or not. But I've been scouting for these all over the place for probably 2 or 3 years. Okay, I want to say it was about 3 years ago or so is when I had the last one, and then again regret getting rid of it. So knowing that I was on the hunt, of course I go all the usual places. I go to social media, look at the trade forums, things like that. But eBay is usually the easiest, just because it's worldwide, it's huge. People post all kinds of things. When it comes to rare knives, I usually check eBay first. And these do pop up every now and again. And so I want to say almost a year ago, a red one popped up on eBay. And by the way, I mean, even though these were like $65 when they were brand new, they've been long discontinued. They easily get anywhere from like $100 to $200 any given day, at least on eBay. So one popped up and the person wanted $199 for it, 200 bucks. And I could have just bought it. But I didn't want to. It was a buy it now for 200, and then they had an offer option. So I thought, all right, well, I want this knife, but I mean, I want dozens and dozens of knives, you know what I'm saying? So it wasn't like top priority. It was on the back burner. I saw it on there. I made an offer to the person for, I think it was $110, and they denied it. They said no. So, okay, fine. They came back and countered me. I think it was like $185 or something. So I'm like, forget it. I'm not going to spend, that much money right now. So I didn't even play the game. I didn't even counter back and forth. So I moved on. Didn't really think much about it. A couple weeks passed or whatever. And I see it again, and I'm like, maybe I should offer some more. No, forget it. A couple days pass. It's kind of, stuck in the back of my mind. It's not something I'm consciously thinking of, but, it's in my search history for eBay, and sometimes I will look in there and see other things that I've looked before. I put on my watch list. So it keeps popping up here and there. Eventually I make an offer for $130. Person denies it, doesn't want it. At this point doesn't counter though, keeps the like $185, whatever the offer was before. So time passes and then it's gone. Okay, so I thought someone bought it. And I do searches, for specific knives every now and again on eBay, and this is one of those things, Delta Z pivot knife, because I wanted one. So another one pops up, it's a red one too, but from a different seller. This person wants $150 for it. Now at the time, I didn't really have a bunch of extra money, laying around for this, So I saw it, and it was an auction. I think it was starting at $150, and I just never bid, never did anything with it. Came and went. I'm like, damn. Okay, missed another one. So then the first one pops up again, and this is over the course again months and months. This story is taking place. The original one that was red pops up again, so I guess the listing time ended, it didn't last, no one bought it, no one made an offer that was good enough. So it pops up again, this time they list it for $150. So now I'm thinking, all right, well, this person already wanted $200 for it, now they want $150. Let me go ahead and make a lowball offer. So I offer like $60. And the person came back, no, countered me like 130. At this point, I'm thinking like, well, I was pretty close to my original, but you know, at the time I didn't have the money. I'm like, I countered him like 60, and then that was it. Nothing ever happened with it, so it went away. You know, skip ahead another week or two, whatever it was. A blue one popped up there, and the blue one was a buy it now for like $99, and I was about to get it, and then I thought, no, I can't, because at the time, again, money. Money. I don't have a whole lot of money available to be buying things all the time. Occasionally I will spend some decent money on a knife, but this timing just didn't work out. And that did not even last the day. Someone had purchased that for $100 before the day was even over. So that was gone. Skip ahead. Now we have the original red one reposted again, still like 150, and this one was posted, okay? And this one was on there. This one was on there for a while. I don't know exactly when this one went on, but I only noticed it. I think the title was actually a little bit different. So this might have actually been on longer than the red one that kept going back and forth, but I just never knew it because the title was different and whatever, you know, search words I was using. Maybe I used a 360 and then I found it, you know, and the first one I didn't. I just put Delta Z knife or whatever. Whatever the case is, I found this one. It was sitting on there for a while, and I want to say it was over $100 that they listed it for, but they also had the offer option. And I want to say maybe it was like 140, 150, something like that. Anyway, so I made a low ball offer. Like, why not? You know what I'm saying? I didn't have much money to spend at the time, but I offered like 30 bucks, okay? Because, you know, it's not going to hurt anything. Why not? You never know. You just never know. They countered me, and I think they dropped their price like 40 bucks or something because it was on there for a while. And so now it's still over $100, their offer. And my offer was like 30. Then I upped my counter offer to $40. And, you know, didn't think anything of it. About like a day or two goes by, didn't hear anything. You know, I'm living life, by the way. I'm not like just focused straight on this. This is just side stuff. Look at my email. Okay, you have a counter offer. You know, this was whatever. I opened my email. I'm scrolling through, and it said, offer accepted, pay now. And I'm like, what is this? You know, I totally even forgot that I even made the offer because it's a dumb offer. It's a low ball. So I click on the email, and it's this knife. The person accepted my $40 offer because it was on there for a while. Holy smokes. So I'm really excited about it. Like, you gotta be kidding me. Yeah, I mean, all day long, it's $100 plus knife, you know. This one, it happens to be in great condition. I mean, it doesn't even look like it's used. There's no real way to know if it was used or not. There's no scratching on the blades. A lot of times the blades on these aren't really used. These are kind of novelty knives. They're never really like beat up. But what can get beat up is these handles. I've seen this exact same knife in the silver years ago. And it was like, you know, scraped up and scratched up because people carried it. They just didn't use it all that much. But how about that? 40 bucks plus shipping, which is, I don't know, 8 bucks or 10 bucks or something like that. I forget where this came from. But I was pretty darn excited. So got one of my my favorite knives of the past. I do this a lot where, you know, I'll get a knife and I'll trade it off and I'll sell it and I'll regret it. It's just like, oh man, that's going to be hard to find again. And so, you know, it's a happy ending to this story. Not only did I finally get one back, but I got the 4th color, so now I can say I've had all the colors. And I do like the silver. Of all of them, I believe it or not, I like the red the most. The red is just such a vibrant, like burgundy red. I want to say I have a picture of it somewhere. I don't know. I'd have to really dig through, but I have old pictures of my old knives. And I want to do a slideshow type video eventually to show them all the knives I had, like back in the 90s and stuff, because I have a ton of pictures. But anyway, that's for a future video. So not only did I get one back in the collection, which is going to stay for a long time, but I got the last color, and I got it for 40 bucks plus shipping. So now I always consider shipping as part of the price of the knife. Okay, so yeah, I got it for 50 bucks. I am ecstatic for 50 bucks. You know, these can sell as high as 200, as low as like around 100. You know, just depending. If you get lucky and no one knows what they have, maybe you get it for 50 bucks somewhere else. But that's pretty unheard of. The person might have just been annoyed or impatient or something that, you know, there was no interest in it. Because again, this is not like everyone's talking about this. Most people watching this video, you probably never even heard of this knife. This just happens to be a knife that I was well aware of. I've owned multiple of them, and it's just always been in the back of my mind. I just love the Delta Z stuff. Specifically the Osprey is just a really cool little folder. I mean, like I said, look it up. It's a liner lock, G10 scales, kind of a long, slender blade. But it's just a nice looking blade. I just like it. And you could probably get those for anywhere from 70 to 130-ish. Again, just depends on the seller. Maybe you get lucky and find one for 20 bucks on eBay. It all depends on who's looking. That's all this comes down to. If the right people who were like me, who know this knife, and were looking for this knife, they found those, they would have just did the buy now because they were pretty decent prices. But I just, you know, when I don't have money for something, like in this case, I didn't have the $100+ that the person wanted for the knife. I had like, you know, 40 bucks at the time I could spend on knives. I just threw, you know, a number out there because you never know. It's fishing. You throw out your line. Yeah, your bait's kind of stinky. You probably won't get a bite on it, but who knows? Maybe that one fish comes along and chomps on it. And that's what happened. So pretty lucky timing, I suppose. I don't know. Maybe if I waited another 5 minutes and someone would have bought it for the full price. Who knows? But I'm very happy with the find. So that's my most exciting knife story of the week. But yeah, I mean, that rarely happens. I've done that before where I've lowballed people on eBay. I've gone through and, like, let's say there's a knife that's usually worth, I don't know, $200. I'll go through and just offer 50 bucks, even though there's like 10 of them on there. 50, 50, 50, you know, and who knows if someone says, all right, a lot of times they'll give a counter offer for like, you know, 10 or 20 bucks off the price that they want for it, which is honestly reasonable. Do you know what I'm saying? Usually they're asking what it's worth. Not always. Sometimes you'll see knives on eBay and the prices are like crazy because, I don't know, it's a little hard to find. So people want like twice what it's worth. You know, it's all over the place. Here's a little tip. If you're looking on eBay for knives, don't use eBay buy it now as a price guide. Okay, because if you see a knife on there and it says buy it now, and a week goes by, a month goes by, 6 months goes by, and it's still there, it's because it's not worth it. It's that simple. They're asking too much, otherwise someone would have bought it. Plenty of people, hundreds and thousands of people are looking on eBay for knives every single day. Collectors, users, people who flip knives, resale, things like that. So if there's a deal on there, it's gone. You know, so don't use that as a price guide. I've had people say that before, like, oh, I have this certain knife and, you know, it's worth like $800. I saw it on eBay for $800. I'm like, how long has it been on there? Oh, I don't know. It's been on there for a few weeks. I'm like, well, if it's worth $800, why is it still sitting there? Why didn't someone buy it? You know, don't forget, you can ask whatever you want on eBay. I could put on a Kershaw chive on there for $172. Doesn't mean it's worth $172. Just means that's what I want for mine. So anyway, long story short, this is a cool knife. If you ever stumble across one, and again, check eBay. They are on there. They're worth, to me, I mean, in a used condition, but, you know, still very functional, I would say $100 all day long. Easily $100. But, you know, if they're real brand new and you have the original box and paperwork and stuff, maybe more like the $150 price tag, up to $200, depending on how much you want it. But you gotta look. If there's certain knives, on, you know, in light, not just this one, but if there's any knife that you guys like always wanted, and it's discontinued, it's an old school knife that you just don't see available anywhere, keep checking eBay. The only exceptions, obviously, are Balisongs and automatics because they don't allow the sale of them. Sometimes they'll, you know, people list it weird or whatever, and they'll go through, they'll make it through. That's something else I constantly look for on eBay is Benchmade Balisongs. And 2 or 3 times, I saw a listing, you know, go to the end. I just didn't have the money for it. Like someone had a 42 on there for, I think, 350 bucks or something, and I wanted it, but I did not have the money. And I'm not one of those guys just buy a knife to flip it. You know, I buy my knives, especially old discontinued ones, because I want to make videos on it and, you know, show you guys and expose these old cool knives to people. But I'm not in the flipping game. You know, there's plenty of people who do that. But yeah, I mean, sometimes those auctions still go through and they you know, don't become noticed. They're not supposed to be on there, but people do end up buying those anyway. So anyway, just saying, search eBay. Doesn't hurt anything. You know, make some lowball offers here and there. It's not going to hurt anything. You know, not going to hurt anyone's feelings. They might be like, oh, what's this loser trying to get this $200 knife for $5? You know, but you know, who knows? I don't know. Maybe they accept it. You just never know. So that's all. Hopefully you guys have a fantastic day. Thanks for watching. And let me know down in the comment section, have you ever heard of Delta Z Knives from Italy? Very, very cool. Like I said, the company is no longer around. I'm like 99.99% sure of that. Maybe I'm wrong, but it's been years since anyone's even talked about them. But the 360 pivot knife is certainly a cool one to have in the collection. So glad I have one back now. Very nice. So that's it. Have a good one, guys. I'll see you tomorrow with a brand new video. Take care.